Okay, so let's just dive right in. We've got tools like ChatGPT that can write entire applications. AI is solving problems in seconds that used to take us hours, maybe even days. So, what does that actually mean for the future of software engineering? Are we looking at a completely new kind of job? That's exactly what we're going to unpack here. This is the big question, right? It's the one on everybody's mind. The fear is that if an AI can just write all the code, then what's the point of a coder? Is the job just obsolete? But is that really what's happening? Or is something way more interesting going on under the surface? To answer that, we first have to get something really important straight. The popular idea of what a software engineer does all day, hunched over a keyboard, just typing code, is for the most part completely wrong. It's so much more than that. Now, check this out. This might actually surprise you. The more senior an engineer gets, the less time they spend just writing code. Seriously, for a lot of senior folks, coding is maybe 20% of their job. The other 80%, it's all spent on what we broadly call communication. But communication is a bit of a boring word for what's really happening. It isn't just talking in meetings. It's the entire creative problem-solving process that has to happen before you even think about writing a line of code. It's about asking, what are we really trying to solve here? It's brainstorming a dozen different solutions, planning out the best path forward, getting your team on board, and then testing to make sure it all works. It's all that high-level, structured thinking. And the most critical piece of that entire process comes down to one thing: the spec, or specification. Just think of it like the architect's blueprint for a building. You write down in plain language exactly what you want to happen, why it's so important, and how you'll know if you succeeded. This used to be just for other humans, but now, and here's the kicker, a really clear, detailed spec is the perfect, high-quality prompt for an AI. The very human skill of clear thinking has become the key to unlocking AI's incredible power. Now, if all of this change feels a bit unsettling, it's really helpful to remember that we've totally been here before. Technology coming in and completely reshaping jobs is not a new story. Not at all. Let's just take a quick look back. Think about the 1980s. When word processors and emails started showing up, everyone thought the role of a secretary was doomed. I mean, why would you need someone just for typing and scheduling anymore? But the role didn't just disappear. It evolved. All the repetitive tasks got automated, and the job was elevated to executive assistant, a role focused on much higher-level coordination and project management. The parallel to what's happening with engineering today is, well, it's pretty striking. We even saw this same fear play out back in the 2000s with offshoring. The big worry was that all the coding jobs would just move overseas to cheaper locations. But that never really happened on a mass scale. And why not? Because the best products, the truly great ones, come from engineers who have a deep sense of ownership, people who make critical technical decisions based on years of experience. The mechanical act of just typing the code was never where the real value was. So, if the engineer isn't just a code typist, what are they becoming? We're starting to see the rise of this really powerful new model, the engineer as a mini CEO. So what does that actually mean in practice? Well, it means you're the person who takes an idea from a vague concept all the way to a finished, shipped product. You're managing the entire project lifecycle. And instead of directing a team of junior coders, you'll be directing incredibly powerful AI tools. Your role is becoming much more strategic. You're a product owner and a technical visionary all in one. We can actually map this out with a pretty simple framework. Think about any job on two axes: how exposed it is to AI and how much human judgment it needs. Something like data entry. High exposure, low judgment, that's probably going away. Leadership and strategy, low exposure, high judgment, that's secure. But look right there in that top right box. That's software engineering. It's highly exposed to AI, yes, but it also requires incredibly high human judgment. It's not in the quadrant of being eliminated, it's in the quadrant of rapid, fundamental change. Okay, so knowing all of that, what should you actually do about it? If you want to not just survive, but really thrive in this new world, here's an actionable playbook you can start using today. First, and this is a big one, start using these AI tools now. Get your hands dirty. The people who master them first are going to have a massive advantage. Second, practice writing those crystal clear specs and prompts we talked about. Get really good at it. Focus on the big picture, the why, not just the how. Learn to embrace uncertainty because the best engineers can figure out what to build even when the path isn't clear. And finally, learn to tell your own story. Highlight the unique impact you have. That's the one thing an AI can never, ever replace. So here's the bottom line. The big mantra for the last decade was learn to code, right? But as we move forward, that's changing. The new mantra is going to be something different. It's all about using technology as a powerful lever, where the most valuable skill you can possibly have is the ability to think with absolute clarity and communicate those ideas with real impact. That, right there, is the future.